woke up so sick this morning, feeling so sick. I wonder if you got poisoned by that sushi. Oh my God, you know what we had last night? We had Vietnamese. Oh my God, I've managed to find a good Vietnamese takeaway and it was absolutely delicious, but Mark didn't want Vietnamese, so he had sushi. And now he feels sick. Morning. Oh, is she? Maudie May's daughter is opening her salon today. Oh, that's so wonderful. Yeah, tell us a bit about what you're doing today. Anyone that's come over from Instagram and this is your first time with our merry band, our gorgeous community here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me the hand waving emoji so I can shout out your name and welcome you too. Angela Thompson, hi, good morning everyone, hope you're well. I'm so sleepy, need to get motivated, as my gran used to say, a good kick up the backside will get you moving. Just do 3 or 4, put one track on and dance to it like nobody's watching for the, Mark! For the entire track and you will feel motivated.
Hi everyone,
I did my yoga
morning.
This morning, I feel so good.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brenda, Sally, Claire, Bethan, Adrienne, Heather, Flossie Firth, Essie, Faz, Sarah, Leslie Ann Mallon, Alison Fisher, B&M,
Happy birthday me, 1985 waving.
Hello, welcome if you just come over from Insta. Hi Sharon Elston, hi Polly, loving life this morning. Polly, that's lovely, Polly 123. Isadora Rodriguez, good morning all, off to work after a year off.
Of a joke.
Scared, anxious and nervous.
Sweetie.
This is what we have to remember. This is scary times for a lot of people as we come out of lockdown. So listen, just take it 1 minute at a time. Just find those little moments. If you get to work and you're really, really anxious, like really anxious, try the 5 rule. 5 things I can see, 5 things I can hear. And it's amazing how you can just take yourself away. 5 things I can see, just 5 different things, and keep doing it. And it just gets your brain in a different place. Morning, Carrie Cairns White. Good morning. So, if you're new to our channel, hit the subscribe button while you're here and the notification bell because we do lots and lots of stuff on here. We've got our family reality show, mental health, gardening, food, movie reviews, TV reviews, him. And all the rest of my family, my kids, my mother-in-law, my mum and dad, and it's just it's a really nice place to hang out.
The rest of my family?
Yeah, that is your mum.
Yeah.
I said my mother-in-law. You haven't got any other family.
She's not your family, she's my family.
She's my family, she's my mother-in-law.
Well, your family is my family.
Oh, exactly.
So why'd you say my family?
My family. It's because I'm half
You're
Arab.
very much in the singular participle at the moment, in everything, aren't you? It's really odd. Me.
Just use my glasses to stir my coffee.
Samantha O'Hanlon, absolutely. We will sing your birthday at the end of this chat. But happy birthday for now as well. You look rather nice. You look rather fetching.
Thank you. It's my lovely top that
Pretty
you got
and
me.
sort of pink, but it's purple pink.
Isn't it a gorgeous colour, guys? Look.
It's really nice.
Juicy couture. Very posh.
Yeah.
Trouble is, my butt is past the stage where you can have juicy slapped across it. Would you call my butt juicy?
Yeah. Of course I would.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Do you think I'm juicy?
I think you're very juicy.
Do you? Say juicy, juicy, very, very juicy. You're very juicy. Come on, say it. Sing it.
Juicy Lucy.
Go sing
You're
it.
juicy, juicy.
No,
You're very
I'm not
juicy.
Lucy. Just say you're juicy, juicy,
You're
very, very juicy.
You're very juicy.
There you go.
There you go. Lucy Heaney, I have huge respect for your royal family and feel for anyone who lost a parent, but I'm amazed that Andrew is speaking publicly, given that he's not spoken to the FBI. I must admit, I was curious the amount of time
I'm
he was
glad you
given.
brought that up, Lucy. I was going to say to you to put it in the title, actually.
It's a bit of a turn
It
off, though,
felt
Sandra, isn't it?
very, very strange to me watching him talk. And he actually said, you know, my father was a wonderful father. And he said he was very, very calm. And a couple of months ago, when I was talking to him about something, he'd stayed very, very calm and thought about it and then gave advice. And I thought, well, and also, he's just pompous. I mean, the journalist was talking to him and she said, and you know, how's your mum? And he went, the Queen is very... And I can't think of any of the other royals doing that. I mean, obviously she was wrong to call him his mum because she is the Queen. But we're a bit past that kind of protocol, You know,
I don't know.
I mean, we
I
know
sup-
all their ins and outs. He's standing there accused of all sorts. And that terrible interview he gave, and then he's correcting the journalist for saying mum instead of queen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get
I
drawn.
don't
I don't want
like
to get drawn into that gully because I think it's a sort of it's counterproductive to I think the remembrance of Prince Philip.
I know, but you can't help but think it.
No. But what I was going to say was that I thought it was strange the prolonged amount of time with which he was stood at in the foreground of what looked like a family sort of setup. I mean, I couldn't help but feel that someone somewhere thought this was a good PR opportunity.
I
Terrible
thought
thing
it
to
was
say.
very, very odd. I really did, and it just.
Thanks,
It just
Gillian
felt.
Barras.
It just felt a bit barefaced.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on it.
Yeah.
Yes, she can, Gillian Barras.
Yes, I've just said.
Oh,
I've just said,
yeah.
yeah.
So I kind of agree.
Helen
with you.
Groves, we did hear about Nicky Graham. We talked at length about Nicky Graham actually yesterday morning.
Yeah, it was a really
tragically
good
sad.
live actually because
It proved quite useful for a
we
few
could
people.
tell that for a lot of people they needed to talk a bit about it, and it's just so bloody upsetting.
Yeah.
And like Mark quite rightly said yesterday, now we know that obviously the coverage is wall to wall on Prince Philip, and so that her story got moved down, right down. It was actually became quite a small news story, and actually it was a very important one because of the lack of funding and the way that people are so unsupported. As we found out from lots of you yesterday, it really should have been.
I'm really staggered. I mean, I'm hoping a couple of people, someone somewhere, are writing features pieces about the fact that this is actually I think it's a hugely significant story for a certain age group and certain quarters of society. I think it's massively important.
Yeah.
Eating disorders. I think to pretend that they don't, you know, we ironically, I'm saying this as a recovering alcoholic, you know, alcohol gets a lot of talk about. I mean, maybe drugs and spliff hasn't quite so much, because I think one of the other problems is that so many of these compulsive behavioural issues and addictions, you know, so many of them in different ways have been made worse in lockdown, and I just think it's.
And as it's like I was saying
bizarre
yesterday,
that
that terrifying stat that it's the mental health condition that you're most likely to die of is anorexia. And I just don't. I mean, there was lots of our followers on here yesterday saying, you know, that they tried to get their daughter help, and they've been told not until she's 6 stone. Well, that's way down the line then.
Yeah.
And it really ingrained patterns of behaviour and. I mean, it is a conversation we need to keep on actually, because like you said, if it hadn't been for Philip, I think this would have been a big conversation over days actually.
Well, I hope so. But I mean, I can kind of just say, just going through the news, I think what we're having demonstrated is that the coronavirus has concealed a myriad of terrible journalism, because it's inherently dramatic. It flags up its own storylines. It flips and flops from good to bad to breaking news. And actually what we're realising is all of this content that these news channels and news apps and stations have put out hasn't been hard journalistic graft.
It's just creaming the top off the drama.
It's just creaming the top of the
scaring
drama,
people.
manipulating it and frightening us. Because what's happening now is, as we start to come out of it, it's a paucity of any news or analysis or even any reflection on anything. I think it's diabolical. And I think, you know, the Nicky Graham thing, if it doesn't get picked up, I mean, I genuinely think we should try and think about a way of talking about it on Confessions, because I think for so many people, eating disorders, we're not just talking about eating disorders at the extreme end of, you know, anorexia and bulimia and, you know, compulsive overeating. You know, all of us struggle in some. We are a culture defined by our eating disorder. I think we have an eating disorder ingrained in our culture.
Samantha O'Hanlon, I had anorexia from 14 to 19, was very ill, but came through. But it never leaves the mind. It's always there. I'm 35 now and I still have a bad relationship with food. I know it's the chaos around it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should do Confessions of a Modern Parent on this week, actually.
Yeah, I think it might be useful.
Yeah.
It might be useful, because I think, you know, stories like that will trigger.
Exactly, that's what somebody says there.
Lucienne.
Exactly, yeah. And like alcohol and drugs, you can't be abstinent from food, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in answer, that was a long answer. Yes, we did talk a lot about Nicky Graham yesterday, but there's a lot to be talked about. I think in many, and I'm sure her
Check
family
out
and she would want
live
this
yesterday.
discussed. I think they want it kicked into the
Oh God, absolutely.
into the debate.
Absolutely. And Gemma Oten, who I talked about yesterday, who used to be in Corrie, who runs. Is it Beat? Does she run that one? But anyway, she's just on a mission for this, to take out the discussion of weight. Because until you're a certain weight, you know, she was very, very ill with her anorexia, but she was also bulimic and overeating as well. So it was just this mixed thing. So she didn't plummet to 6 stone.
Right.
But she was very, very ill. She had a heart attack. Just affected everything in her body.
Awful.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Someone was just mentioning there that already the press have started to, I think Harry is in the country. It looks like the press, Harry has landed, and just wait for that. Some more pretty lazy journalism.
Everything will get really nasty about.
Let's try and read into his fate. There'll be a sort of a period of time where it'll be left nicely. There'll be paparazzi trying to get photos, probably of Meghan supping a cocktail with a wry look of kind of on a beach somewhere. And, it's so tedious. It's all so tedious. It's all so predictable, So Harry is over. And I just hope, on a sort of macro level, it might be an opportunity for them to sort of, bury the hatchet and kind of, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Just sort of try and build some bridges. Someone said, I think yesterday. No, we haven't seen the present yet. I'm really looking forward to seeing the present. Thanks, Laura. Someone said yesterday that I've completely forgotten what I was saying.
About the present?
No. I was distracted by the present, and I wanted to sort of mention that.
Is that the Arabic film?
Yeah, I think it's the one that your mum mentioned.
Yeah.
So I just think it's really predictable the way the news just kind of goes for the obvious stories. So I think let's just leave them alone. Let's just see if they can potentially build. Oh yeah, someone was saying yesterday. That's what I was saying. That actually, funerals are very difficult places to build bridges, especially in lockdown as well. They can often amplify rifts.
If anything, it will be the phone calls, because they say that he's spoken to everyone on the phone, and I think if anything, you can just feel it, can't you? There'll be that silence. There might be a few tears.
It's Palestinian. Thank you, Remake.
Palestinian, yeah.
Oh,
we are going to be watching that and reviewing it.
Yeah. So obviously the snow and sleet, I was about to say it just stopped, but it hasn't. It's just started again. So Nadia was talking, I thought you were talking a lot on your Insta Live about...
Oh, looks like they're suing Piers Morgan. I saw that story about Meghan suing him.
Oh, is she? Oh, right, okay.
That's what there's the rumours of.
Okay. Wow, that's going to get... poor old shopkeepers, cafe keepers, pub owners, let's just hope...
Mind you, on my Instagram, any of my Instagram followers, there's nothing stopping them.
I know.
I'm down the pub, I've got my gloves, I've got my...
let's just hope it's a day. I'm looking at the weather forecast for the week, and it's saying it's going to be balmy again at the weekend. So is it...
What's Thursday like, do you know?
I don't know. Let me have a look.
I need to know what Thursday's like, because I want to see my friend Lee on Thursday.
It's about 11 degrees. Look, Thursday it's 10 degrees.
Oh.
Yeah. See, look, it's actually 11 degrees today.
This time last year, we were all sunbathing.
No.
Somebody was just saying to me on Instagram, she had her kids' paddling pool out this time last year. It was hot the whole way through lockdown, wasn't it? As parents, we need support too, as eating disorders make the sufferer isolate and refuse help. As a parent, do you know what, Sabrina? I would love it if you could. I'm going to do a story on Instagram later, asking for people's comments that we can then read out on the on our podcast, Confessions of a Modern Parent. I'll put it up. Love you to contribute or privately DM me so I can read it. I can read it out anonymously.
So Boris Johnson has urged millions to behave responsibly as England lockdown eases. Do you think people are going to behave responsibly? Can I give you Can we do a sort of? Let's do one of those binary questions. What do you think, guys? Are people going to behave responsibly?
And when he says responsibly, he means people keep 2 meters apart, don't have any sort of closeness whatsoever, wear a mask at any point when they're inside. I don't think so.
Itta Brown, B. Stiber, say yes. No way. Tim Reed, no. It's already busy, says Ellie Pickard. Absolutely not. Ashley Gardner. Heather Rooney says yes. Oh, you need to find the root cause. Oh, right, sorry, that was about eating disorders. Yeah, you're right there.
Well, I'm taking the girls out today, and...
Not if a drink's involved. No fucking chance at Laura.
But what I'm interested in is how these establishments are supposed to police this.
Yeah.
So you've got tables, they're 2 meters apart. I mean, are you supposed to only be with your families? Or can you be with another house?
No, I think you have to be only in your household, don't you?
Is it only, but you can have
Yeah, in the
guests in your
garden.
garden, so why can't you in a pub?
Oh, there's Mount Vesuvius going on in there. What the
I
hell
drank
is
my
that?
coffee too fast.
Yeah. Yeah, Cameron's on the grill, isn't he, for a few friendly texts to old Rishi. Only 40% of pubs are able to open, says Julie. That's a really important point, actually. A lot of pub owners have been stressed at great length that, well, this is really frustrating for a number of business owners, actually. Many can't open, and so only 40%. And then many of those that have or think they've got the right conditions to open have been told they haven't.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's kind of like, it's not, I don't think it's going to be the great big unfurling. And the other problem, of course, is as soon as you open,
Maria's dreading it. She works in a cafe. I'm dreading it. Why,
Oh,
Marie?
right.
What are you dreading?
but as soon as somewhere opens, you need a certain amount of footfall in order to
Yeah, of course
justify
you
the
do.
number of staff you've got. And then
Yeah.
if you're a skeleton staff and you get too much footfall, it's going to become quite an unmanageable. It could potentially become quite unmanageable. Though the last
Amber
time,
Lou says she was really excited about coming out of lockdown today, but now
Yeah.
it's here, she feels really anxious.
right?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people are going to be feeling like that. So don't
Primark
feel like you have to
crowds.
be super happy if you're not.
Yeah.
Just take your time.
Geraldine McCown, let's be a bit more positive, guys. We are being positive. We're really excited about it. I think it's just interesting.
I am very excited. I'm going out.
She's going out and she's celebrating, and numerous people are going to be standing with umbrellas and having beers. We're just talking about the
Going
practicalities
out.
of it, not being
Yeah, I'm
killjoys.
going out. I'm going to...
Primark mania, and I suppose, you know, the other thing to understand is that, you know, whilst there are many people going out to do this here, someone on your Instagram was saying there's lots of people who can't do this. There are other various nations and regions.
Yeah,
Lots of people
exactly.
aren't having this.
So let's have a thought
joy
for
to
them
be-
as well.
I suppose my worry is that it's going to be a little bit like the Harrods sales. You know what I mean?
But we
That
did
was
say
my
this
vision.
last time, and it was a damp squib.
I've had deja vu so
I
many
mean,
times in the
Primark,
last
there's
week.
always a big queue with the Primark. I mean, tomorrow, Jane Moore has managed to get a table, like the only terrace table for dinner for me and Kay and her, and it's 5 o'clock.
Well, look, Sarah M says, if you're meeting up with 5 other people as per the rule of 6 and sitting together at a table in a pub garden, you are not able to socially distance.
Yeah.
I suppose you're not on one of those benches.
Well, this is it. This is what so many of the pubs are saying. How can we socially distance?
Yeah.
You know. So how can we open and socially distance? It's not going to be financially viable for people to have to pay.
Yeah. GMB did an interview at a gym. You said that apparently the news on telly today was just more and more gym
Boring.
owners just talking
It
about...
was like, they'd answered the questions, then they asked them another question. It's like this interview should have been done like 3 minutes ago, you know.
I know what you mean. There's always a queue for Primark because you can't shop Primark online.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
I don't think it would be indicative of all the shops at all.
Kim Lakides, most have been vaccinated, so it's going to be okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, okay, this is a question, right? Infection rates are
It's extraordinarily low.
extraordinarily low. Deaths, though still each one of those deaths is a tragedy for that person and their family, are extremely low. We've got the lowest death rate at the moment in the last 5 years. Is it outrageous if people relax a bit more? That's the
Yeah, I
question.
mean, someone just said they saw an interview in a gym where people didn't have masks on. Does it matter? Are we at a point where it matters now? I don't know. What do you feel now when you see someone, if you see someone in the supermarket without a mask? Are you like...
I'm still not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether that's just because that's what we've all been brainwashed into thinking.
Right.
I mean, can we let go of these things that have been giving us some sense of protection? I mean, there's been an awful lot written over the last week or so about how much protection do the
Right.
social distancing actually give us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people now really questioning it. And is it something now that we need almost, so that we've got... Because we have been traumatised by this.
Yeah.
You know, and
And
I think some people will never be. Let's have another thought again for people that went into this pandemic already with OCD. What fucking nightmare this has been for them.
Yeah.
And now having to come back, I'm sure it will have increased OCD for many people. And now as people start to come out and start to relax a bit, it must be really scary.
And a couple of people here, Steph saying rates aren't low in Barnsley, Derry Shaw saying rates are still high in Hull. So again, you know, it's a checkered portrait of the country.
Northeast is very,
Yeah.
is really suffering.
Stuart G asked the question, how immune are we again after the first jab? Bearing in mind that I think only relative to the 60 million, how many have got the first jab? Is it 40 million? They're over half the population. But, you know, it's only something like 6 to 7 to 8 million have had both jabs, isn't it? Or something like that. So, you know, how immune are we? I mean,
Where's that, Velvet Vicky? Where do you live again, Velvet Vicky?
My theory on all of it is this, right? I think we're going to discover over time. I know it was like a naughty thing to say to draw any comparison to the flu. I think it's going to be a seasonal virus. I think it's going to be a virus that diminishes with more outdoor activity and that thrives on indoor socialising. And I think and this is something I was talking about before Christmas, we're at that really difficult point where we're never going to be able to know the extent to which the vaccine is doing this, seasonal change is doing this, or the extent to which social distancing or continued social distancing will do it. It will maintain a sort of low level. We'll never know categorically. We'll never know categorically. And so I think the crunch point is it's going to be relatively all right, like it was last year, as long as we're all kind of a bit more careful than we were. It's going to be not so bad going into the summer. I even envisage that, you know, I do see that, you know, foreign travel and holidays will be happening from late July, August. I think where it all starts to get a bit squeaky bum time again is going to be around September, October, where we begin to sense what the efficacy of the first vaccines were, how long do they last, what are the boosters going to do, what changes have happened to the variants, and on top of that, the fact that we're all starting to come indoors again and sort of more naturally approach a flu-like season.
Ellie Pickard.
I think we have got 3 or 4 months that will be relatively clear.
Ellie Pickard, you know, we should have a thought actually for the people that can't be vaccinated.
Sure,
it's very scary for them.
Scary, especially
very scary.
Especially, I presume, because your immune system is so vulnerable, which means there's a double fear.
They had a very interesting woman on Sky yesterday from the vaccinations people.
Yeah.
And she was saying Oxford AstraZeneca is showing good results on transmission.
Right.
That it really reduces transmission, which is good because we didn't know. That's a positive thing that hopefully we're going to find out more about, because we're all worried about, about the possible negatives.
I saw Mo Powers was here from LA. What's the situation in LA? I tell you something I've been
Velvet Vicky just said she's in America. She just said that they're rising and they have a new mutation. I think was it an Indian? Was it you that was saying
there was a double-headed mutation in India of some form? But I mean, that's kind of. I tell you something I've been pleased not to hear too much about is the clotting thing. You know, there hasn't been too much.
I was just listening to John Campbell on that. You need to have a low platelet thing and then something else. You have to have 2 things. It's extremely rare. Extremely rare. And he said, as we get more data on the other, because there's been 2 with the Pfizer vaccine as well of these venous clots. And he said, well, just as we get more data with the other vaccines, we will see rises, you know, with all of them. And he said, look at an aspirin leaflet. That's what he was saying. So it's an awful lot that can go wrong with an aspirin.
Right, I see. Yeah, absolutely. Well, hi, FIFA boy Darren. I hope you're well, mate. Ashley, isn't it today something to do with immunity? Imperial College London suggested that today was the day we would all have herd immunity. I mean,
said that. Yeah. All I keep hearing about is that it's happening in July.
Yeah, exactly. So it just shows you how much why don't you talk about how well or not John Campbell is, and then I've got to go to Lou, and then I'll tell you about the BAFTAs.
Right, for those people that are new, oh look, Faith Goodman's had her second Oxford jab, Mark. No side effects whatsoever with the second one. Now, those of you who know me and watch here regularly know that I'm a little bit obsessed with... Obsessed? Mark, I said obsessed instead of obsessed. I was just saying I'm a little bit obsessed. I was supposed to say about John Campbell and I said obsessed. I love him. Anyway, he's such an amazing guy, and he's check out his YouTube channel, and he gives us the data from all around the world, and he's just so soothing, and he's just so He's just, yeah, there's no big dramas with him. And he's uploaded a film every single day of the pandemic, and some days 3 films. But he hasn't uploaded anything for a number of days. Faith, you're a big follower. What are you worried about him? And I know he said he had a cold, but this is so unlike him. I'm really worried about him. Has anyone heard anything? I know he's not well, Marcia, but why is he not well? He does deserve a knighthood. I think we should push for one. Oh my God, Heather's getting her 2nd jab on her wedding day.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my God, that's an incredible story. That's determination.
It is.
You can get them moved, you know.
No time like now.
You can get them moved. He said he's had a cold. I love the way they know, Dr.
Did you say
John.
you're obsessed with
I said,
John
I'm
Campbell?
obsessed with John.
Actually, I need to really worry, guys.
It's a Freudian slip.
Well, it's more than that.
I fancy John Campbell.
Oh my God, do you? Do you?
Babe,
Do you want to stroke his little head?
babe. He's avuncular to me.
Oh, that's such a nice word, isn't it?
I love him.
Um,
I'm worried about him, though.
okay, do you want a really sweet story?
Obsessed. That could be a new
It's a good
word.
new word, isn't it? Yeah, I'm obsessed. Do you want bad cold but not COVID? That is a worry, Brenda McGee, that she's obsessed. Okay, well, there's a really sweet story around obviously the BAFTAs were virtual last night, but Anthony Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins, sober for however many years, 40, 30, 45, I mean, a great beacon of sobriety and inspiration. He won Best Actor for playing a father in The Father who's struggling with Alzheimer's. We saw the play. And the wonderful thing about this was he was absent from the ceremony, virtually. So he wasn't on his screen or anything. And he heard his neighbours, because he was on a holiday in Wales, he heard his neighbours cheering and he thought it was at football. And he poked his nose out the window and found out that they were cheering because he'd won the BAFTA.
Oh!
So he had to frantically get connection and make himself available for the media room at the end of it. So he wasn't there to accept his name. I just think that's really sweet. I just think I love Anthony Hopkins, and I love how down to earth and sort of show busy he is.
I love him. Rock Choir, the man's name is Zach Bush. Z-A-C-H.
So that was a rather lovely story. And then an actress, South Korean actress, won Best Supporting Actress for a film that me and Nanny Dai actually reviewed yesterday called Minari. And her acceptance was rather interesting. She said, wow, I'm so touched, I'm really privileged, and this is amazing, because at the end of the day, you lot are quite snobbish. So she basically called us snobs, and the 73-year-old basically, she said it was quite an honour to be recognised by the snobbish Brits for her performance in the film. So that was rather nice. And then there was a fabulous win. What was the name of the young actress who won for Rocks? She won Best Newcomer or Best Young Promising Young Hope. Yeah, we saw it with the girls. It was about the family where she was home alone with her kids.
Yeah.
The young actress. Can't find her name.
Buki.
Oh, there we go. Buki Bakray. She won too. And there was a lovely response from another film which is all about drinking too much. And the director, Thomas Vinterberg, was just leaping all over the place. Frances McDormand wasn't there either. So all of the main actors and actresses weren't available to accept their BAFTA awards. So it must have been a bit of a damp squib of an event. But anyway, I really like the fact that Anthony Hopkins was essentially on holiday in his own country. Buki. Yeah, rocks. So great for her. So she was really chuffed. Best newcomer, and she was a non-actor. So, she should come straight to acting. So that's good. So there we go. That's our news for the day. So you're going to head out. I'm probably going to drop you off at a station and pick you up at a station because it's.
No, it's all right. You
snowing.
can stay here. I'm going to get a cab.
Oh, all right. There you go. Can I just ask? Is anyone else actually going out to the shops today? Yes or no?
Yes, me.
Nomadland did have most wins. You're absolutely right. Can't wait to see that. Yeah, Frances McDormand and the director, which was brilliant. No.
Told you. Most people won't be.
Most people aren't.
Everyone at work the other day, nobody said they were going out.
No, I'm not. Wow. Oh my God, there's
Mark's-
everyone saying no. I'm
Mark's so looking forward to a day in on his own.
Oh
like,
God, I am. You
without
get so
me.
much done. It'd be lovely.
Um,
So distracting.
If you're new to the
yourself.
channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. It's free. It's 7 days a week of content, all kinds of content. Have a little look around the channel. If you're feeling a bit
Thursday,
miserable
Sarah
about the
Fox.
weather, check out our Greece holidays or our Berlin weekend
Yeah.
away. Lots of people love that one. Lots of holidays there. Cornwall. And yeah, didn't we have some happy birthdays today?
I think Nanny Di's lurking for some reason. You wanting to say hello, Ma? Oh, right, okay. So, yes, Samantha O'Hanlon, happy birthday for today. Nadia, Q.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Samantha O'Hanlon.
Hanlon.
Happy birthday to you.
Samantha O'Hanlon, happy
Samantha
birthday.
O'Hanlon. And if you can type up what's your favourite vlog that somebody who's new to the channel could watch to get a real sense of what we do on here.
Everyone's
just
saying
type-
hello to Nanny Di. And there's a happy birthday for dear Leah, who was 16 on Saturday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leah. Happy birthday to
you. That's my little contribution.
Love you guys.
Yeah, Nanny Di doesn't realise she's on camera when she's on camera. So
Oh, and
you're right.
actually, I really would appreciate. I'm just going to go and do something on my Instagram about eating disorders because I think we'll do it on Confessions of a Modern Parent.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I really, really love it. If you could, if you want to contribute, you leave a message there, and then we'll read them out in the podcast. But always put a non if you don't want us to say your name. And if you could hit the little thumbs up underneath us, please, to say that you enjoyed spending the last half hour with
And
us.
just quickly, a few classics being mentioned by some regulars here. Fartgate with Lisa. Curtains and massaging the chicken. Mum, have a look in my room. Grease. Christmas vlogs. Any good green-fingered hell. So yeah, there are all sorts. Oh, curtains and massaging the chicken. Yeah, Velvet.
If you're wondering what the hell he's talking about, these are all
These are some
people's
of the
favourite
vlogs.
films that
Yeah.
they've watched.
I may have
Hit
to
the thumbs up,
revisit
guys.
that high watermark of chicken.
Donuts.
Donuts.
If you want to see the two of us eating up practically an entire box of Krispy Kremes.
That was like a scripted
I'm
sitcom.
ashamed.
It was very funny to edit
I'm
because
so
it was like a
ashamed.
sitcom.
But we weren't possessed by the devil.
Oh, we were possessed by
And
the
it was our kids'
the
birthday donuts.
The donut devil. The
Nanny
donut
Di
devil.
swimming in the sea, Ashley Gardner. Ashley
Another
loves
classic.
that one.
Another classic.
So, guys, yeah, hit the thumbs up.
Stay
just
safe,
underneath
act
us.
responsibly, and
Love ya.
don't forget,